Our opponent's playing Blood Moon, but we're playing a version of the deck that has easy access to basic lands, hoping to find a Titan. And we do, because we're geniuses. Look at that. Top tier content right here, guys. Alright, guys, we're here for match 4. We are currently 1-2, not the best record on the planet, but maybe we can battle back here and end up with a 3-2 record overall. That would be ideal. But for now, let's just focus on the gameplay, the enjoyment, and the experience. I will see you guys in this match. Alright, let's jump into this match right here. Here we are fighting for the 2-2 with a hand that has all lands and an amulet. That said, I kind of like this hand. We do have Cavern. We do have a bounce land to go along with this amulet. We even have Valakut for the natural Dryad plan here. And also access to several basics if our opponent's playing a potential Blood Moon strategy. We have no ramp and no Titan, though. I don't know. Let me know if you would keep it in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. I think we need a little more strategy than that. This hand is extremely slow. I'm going to mulligan this one too. Alright, so we have a turn 1 amulet. We have a Valakut Awakening to find the things we need, and stirrings. I think we definitely keep. We want this garrison as far away from our hand as possible. I like having the extra bounce land, so I'm probably just sending back the stirrings here. That's fine. Alright, against our opponent's Black Leaves Cliffs, let's get this amulet into play as soon as possible so they can't steal it out from under us with the discard spell. Make them regret holding up push instead of casting Inquisition. You know, cycle Baron more. Alright. Trophy our amulet. Hey, our amulet turned into a basic land. I'll take that. Can't cast Azusa this turn, which is quite the sadness. So in that case, I guess we're playing out this Awakening, and then next turn we can cast Azusa and pick up the Awakening with a bounce land, and in addition to doing some other things. Or, if our opponent gets rid of our Azusa from our hand, then we can just float the mana, pick up the Awakening, and then cast it. Liliana of the Veil, okay. Probably discarding a redundant bounce land here. Liliana's not great for us. And we're not playing Colony Garden to play around that one. Alright, let's get Azusa into play. Play out a couple land drops here. Keeping the Valakut in hand. Might as well get the Gruul Turf into play here too. Deciding probably to pitch a Forest here. I don't know if it matters which of these we pick up. Our opponent could be on a Blood Moon deck. I kind of doubt it. It looks like just good old-fashioned Jund, but I think I'd rather have a basic Forest in play, just in case. Might be playing it extremely way too safe, but we have Titan mana in play. Now if we top deck a Summoner's Pact or Titan, our opponent might be in for a rough time. They cling to dust our Gruul Turf from the graveyard. You got it. 1 mana, draw a card. Sounds good to me. Two mana for a Cleansing Wildfire. Alright, let's go get another basic land, I suppose. They hit the wrong bounce land. They should have hit the Growth Chamber, since we do have Tolaria Wests to go about transmuting. Think I'm pitching... So, if we pitch the Awakening here and just naturally top deck a Titan, then we can cast Titan with a thing in play to sacrifice the Liliana minus anyways. But if we don't top deck a Titan, then we're going to be worse for not having the Awakening. That said, I think there's a strong likelihood we would just play out the Awakening as our 6th land drop, so we could cast Titan anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and pitch the Valakut Awakening here, keeping our untapped source and hoping to find a Titan. And we do, because we're geniuses. Look at that. Top tier content right here, guys. Play that Titan. Get that into play. Definitely going searching here. Tolaria West. And a bounce land. I mean, if we get a bounce land and pick up anything, like the Tolaria West, and our opponent will just go up with the Liliana. But I guess they still have to deal with the Titan in play. So, like, I guess they could pulse Titan up Liliana, and then we'd be back to square 0. We could also get Slayer's Stronghold and Garrison, so that we can turn our Azusa into a meaningful clock if they do get rid of the Titan. We could also bog our opponent, because they're probably playing Tarmogoyf. It also gets rid of their Cling to Dust. Okay, I think bog plus Tolaria West is the best choice, as it gets us immediate value. We don't lose anything to Liliana, and then if we top deck any bounce land, we can transmute Tolaria West for a Summoner's Pact. So that's what I'm going to go for. I think that's probably the best line. Pass to our opponent. Definitely want to clock this Liliana of the Veil. Put it as far out of ultimate reach as possible. Feeling like geniuses for keeping the Stomping Ground instead of the Valakut. Look at us. We're just too good at this game. Sacrifice the Azusa. Easy choice. Second Liliana, perhaps? Bloodbraid Elf into maybe a second Liliana. That's why they minus before. Just in case they hit another Liliana of the Veil to minus. They cascade into Fatal Push and concede the game. Love to see it. Love to see it. Baloth in. Explosives in. Beast Within. I think it's probably good enough since it can hit Liliana and Ashiok. Tracker, get right in here. I think that's about it. We could bring in Dismember, but I don't like Dismember as much as Explosives. As Explosives hits things like Tarmogoyf, Dark Confidant, Ashiok, Liliana, all those types of things without costing us life, and it is capable of getting more than one card from our opponent's side of the battlefield, so I like that. Grazers let us play around Liliana minus, so that's about it. I don't really want access to this one, I don't think. Stirring seems good. Amulet is actually not very necessary in this matchup, as we just saw, as it only lets us like haste our creatures and maybe get a fast Titan with ramp, but our opponents are going to be ripping apart our hand, and top decking an Amulet in the late game when you just want to top deck a Titan or like a relevant card like one of these guys, definitely not where you want to be, so I'm okay with trimming an Amulet here. Other people like to trim Summoner's Pact, and I can kind of understand why. It's very easy to get caught having to pay for a pack the turn after you cast it, and basically just being dead on the spot because your opponent answered your Titan or whatever, but I still think it's worth it to have access to packs to make sure that we can find our Titan. I mean, we have Awakening to do kind of the same thing, so I'm going to go ahead and trim one pact, especially since we can lose to Fulminator Mage randomly, but generally I like Pact. And Cavernous Souls, not really doing anything relevant here. Yeah, I think that's good. Even though we just cut an Amulet, I'd still like to see an Amulet for turn 1 here. Wasn't fast enough in saying it. We'd already gotten our hand before that sentence had finished being said. So, I mean, we have a very slow hand. We can play Explosives on 2 to blow up our opponent's Goyf or Rin or Dark Confidant or whatever it is that they're going to have in play. Our hand semi-resilient to discard spells. They could take Tracker and then leave us with an answer, or they can take our answer and leave us with a card to produce some value here. And we have plenty of lands that do happen to play around Fulminator Mage. It's kind of rough. It's very slow. I'm going to try it. I'm probably going to lose, but here we are. We'll be on the play for the next game anyways if we lose this one, so double Valakut to go with our Dryad that we're going to totally top deck right now. Oh, another Explosives, huh? That's fine. Play Valakut and pass. I was going to say, though, double Valakut to go with Dryad is actually a very big thing, not a small thing at all. Our opponent's playing Forgotten Cave and the like. We saw them cycle Baron more before. Our opponent's really heavily into these cycle lands. I'm anticipating a Rin soon. Not yet, apparently. Valakut Awakening is a nice one. Let's shock in the Stomping Ground and expose ourselves to K-Command. Of course, we're doing this so that we'll have mana efficiency going late, and our opponent could theoretically have double discard spell to take both of our Explosives and then slam a Dark Confidant or something like that, like afterwards. Don't really want to give our opponent that ability, and getting it blown out, quote-unquote, by Kolaghan's command here is, I mean, it sucks, but what else are we going to do? Blood Moon? Okay, well, thank goodness we have Awakening to dig. Well, we'll just actually find a basic force. That's fine. Opponent only has 1 black source, and no way to trigger Revolt. If our opponent has second black source Liliana the Veil, then screw us, I guess. But here's the Tireless Tracker. Pass it back. Green source. Bloodbraid. No Lily. No Lily. No Liliana. Lightning Bolt. Ugh, that sucks too. Okay, well, Summoner's Pact. Okay, well, I guess we're using Valakut Awakening I think we want to get our basic land into play immediately if we do find one, so I'm actually just going to Awakening right now. And I'm sending everything back. We need to find basic lands and actual titans. So, yeah. Goodbye, 5 cards. Let's draw 6 cards. There's a basic land. Pass it back. We're doing the thing. We are doing the thing. Did not expect our opponent to actually be playing Blood Moon as much as we were playing around it in Game 1. Not really a very common Jund sideboard card here. That's alright, though. We're slowly making our way out of it. Right? Draw. Dryad. I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, land. Let's get a Dryad into play here. This lets us profitably block our opponent's Bloodbraid, and now we are holding up Valakut Awakening for 2 here. Pass it back. Valakut Awakening is holding this game together by the threads, just so you know. Abrupt Decay at the Dryad. That sucks. Now it's Awakening into a Titan. No big deal. Just draw 3 cards off of Awakening, putting 2 lands back, and then draw for turn, and one of those cards will be a Titan. And we'll be wondering what we were worried about. There's nothing to be worried about. Clearly. Goodbye, redundant cards that we don't like. Titan. Titan. There we go. Easy, see? What were we worried about? Alright, let's get a land into play, because we do that, apparently. Boom. Titan. 2 more basic lands incoming, because nothing else matters anyways. Yup. Basic land, basic land. Pass it back. If we find another Dryad or Summoner's Pact, then we can then transmute Solari West for another Engineered Explosives and play it for 3, so we could get rid of the Blood Moon permanently. And we can actually unlock some of our deck's real potential. Alright, our opponent didn't attack, which makes me a little likely to believe they don't have the Bolt here. Let's get a land into play. I think I'm attacking here. Yep. Might as well get some lands. Let's get a Valakut in play and a Boros Garrison, maybe? Actually, let's skip the Valakut since we already have one. Let's get Sunhome and Boros Garrison, so that way if we do happen to find the answer to our opponent's Blood Moon, then we have Double Strike ready to go to beat through our opponent's board state. Pass back to them. We might be losing the race here, actually, but... I mean, come on. How am I not going to attack and get land value with our Titan? Crazy, right? I mean, I guess we just shuffled a bunch of stuff back into our deck that we bottomed with Valakut Awakening, but... Something good. Valakut, into play, I guess. No fear. I guess our opponent could have another Bloodbraid Elf. Maybe this is the point where we have to stop attacking. Okay, well, we'll just pass it back. We'll just hold our horses, wait until we can find a Dryad or, yeah, a Dryad, so we can answer this Blood Moon. Clink to Dust, you got it. Pyromancer, you got it. Alright, come on, deck. Dryad off the top. Running 6. Sure. I mean, we'll probably blow that one up with the explosives. Don't know when, though. Right now, the Ren does not actually matter. None of these lands... I guess they can cycle the Forgotten Cave, despite Blood Moon being in play, so... Yeah, maybe I ought to cut that one off. Don't want them drawing an extra card every turn. That'll easily beat what we've got going on. Alright, explosives gotta go. Get rid of this Ren. Dryad off the top, please. And thank you, deck. Dryad. It's not a Dryad. Alright, land into play. Pass it back. Now we literally can't attack because we'd just be dead to lethal damage. They cycle. It's fine. I mean, we have everything we need. We just need the Dryad. Dryad, and then our whole hand becomes unlocked, and our opponent basically just dies on the spot. if not literally dying on the spot. No! We died on the spot! Alright, concede. Well, our opponent has Blood Moon. So, that's a thing. How do we play around that thing? I guess we want a Rex Sage that we can pact for. Do we want something like Force of Vigor? I mean, this card is otherwise dead. That means we definitely want this Beast Within for sure as well. Yeah, I think we just bring in the Rex Sage and nothing else. We were able to outpace Blood Moon a little bit with our Awakenings. Our opponent showed us some kind of interaction for our lands as well. I think it was Cleansing Wildfire? Maybe not, maybe not. Maybe I'm just tripping. Let me know in the comments whether they did or not. Gotta cut something. Could be in Explosives. I kind of like Explosives, though. Could be an Azusa. I don't mind cutting an Azusa. It's less likely to matter when our opponent's playing Blood Moons. Alright, on the play. We got a turn 3 Dryad and like a billion Titans. And we're only one land away from Titan mana, so I mean, I guess we keep. If we get Thought Seized or Inquisition on turn 1, then this hand becomes a complete flop, but... I mean, we can also top deck Amulet or another 3-drop or something. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. I'm gonna try it, though. Alright, land go. That's what we got. Our opponent has kept 6 and then just drawn for turn. There's the turn 1 Inquisition. Okay, well, ramp off the top, please. Basic land. Nah, we need to be able to play a 3-drop this upcoming turn if we draw it and our opponent doesn't have a Cleansing Wildfire, so we have to expose ourselves here. And they have that too. It's fine, it's cool. Not a problem, not a problem. Alright. Ancient Stirrings. Well, I did not mean to play that land, but that's okay. We'll take Garenbrig, maybe? I mean, it does speed us up by a turn. Alright, I'll take the Garenbrig. Maybe it would have been better to take Explosives so we can play it preemptively on, like, 3 to kill a Blood Moon, but, I mean, Blood Moon's about to come down or it's not, so... Garenbrig letting us ramp a little bit seems good. Cycling the Cling to Dust from our opponent's side. That's fine with me, I suppose. Raging Ravine. Cute. Hey, a Dryad. That's perfect. Alright, well, let's get that one into play. And I'm going to go ahead and expose us to another copy of Cleansing Wildfire, as it means that we only need to expand to 1 land drop before casting a Titan this upcoming turn, so things have taken a turn for the better. Even if our opponent does Wildfire us, we can still just go land, Titan, so... Like, if they Wildfired... I guess they could Wildfire and kill our Dryad, and then we'd be in some bad shape. There's the push. Blood Moon. Oh, yeah, Blood Moon, yeah. That's a card. Okay, yeah. Let's get Gruul Turf into play and pass it back. Man, our opponent really does not like their Amulet Titan matchup, which I guess makes sense to me. I've heard that it's pretty bad for Jund, but... Okay. I mean, we're just going to start slamming Primeval Titans. Assassin's Trophy, our basic land. Gross. I mean, let's just get another basic land into play. Like, okay. They could have trophied their own Blood Moon. That would have helped us. Don't see why they would have done that, but they could have. They definitely could have. Right, there goes the Gruul Turf. And the next turn we'll play Basic Force and the Titan. We'll see what else can be accomplished this game. We only have 1 more basic to fetch for. Like, okay. If our opponent's just attacking with Bloodbraid and passing, I feel very good about this. I feel very good about this. Here comes the big man. Boom. Into play. Titan don't care. Here it comes. We have the Stirrings to potentially find Explosives as well. We're definitely getting the basic land, and I guess the other land is going to be... Probably doesn't matter. We want all the Talaria Wests in deck. Let's just get Garrison, I suppose. Our opponent's playing Blood Moon, but we're playing a version of the deck that has easy access to basic lands. So, yeah, just slam jam Titan every turn. No big deal. They're exiling our forest from the graveyard, potentially afraid of something like a Ramanop Excavator. That is the reason. Something that would let us play our forest from the graveyard. Those cards do exist. Wildfire, our basic land. Alright, well, this is why we got the second basic, or I guess the last basic, I should say, from our deck. We can still play another Titan this upcoming turn. Yeah, if our opponent keeps doing this thing where they try to cut us off basic lands, then we might have some issues, but, I mean, we're about to get a second Titan into play, and that seems, oof. Is Tracker better than another Titan? Could that be? I think we have to get Titan into play around them having another thing to destroy our basic lands, but Tracker is a very good one to have access to, I must say. Might as well get some lands out of the deck. Let's go for Sunhome and Valakut, sure. That way we can set up to do some fun things if we top deck a Summoner's Pact. Oh no! Dang it, I definitely meant to attack. Oops. Well, they get to take our Tracker, but hopefully we get to cast another Titan. Definitely meant to attack. I will block. Okay, they don't give us the option. Suva, alright. Let's go to combat first. For no particular reason. Again, it's just good practice. Alright, let's get the second Valakut and another fun land. Slayer Stronghold sounds fun. Alright, let's go looking again. We'll take a Garen Brig and a Simic Growth Chamber. Cool, cool. Just thinning our deck, getting all of our irrelevant lands out of the way. We could have drawn so many cards with Tracker. Isn't that sad? Our opponent is bolting our Titan here. Cool, cool, cool. You dealt with 1/6/6 Trampler. How about the third one, though? Boom. End of play. Lethal on board. We'll go looking. What else sounds fun? Another Simic Growth Chamber sounds fun. And Windswept Heath sounds fun. Let's play... Actually, let's not play the Vesuva. Let's just keep all of our lands in hand. There's no reason to play them. Bloodbraid Elf. They need to find something to kill a Titan here, or they're just dead, so... They revealed Kolaghan's Command. That one does not kill a Titan. They get back a Bloodbraid Elf, that's fine. We'll pitch this Stomping Ground. I guess they could have a Bolt, and then they're dealing with only one Titan left? No? I mean, they're still just dead to trample damage, so I don't know what their plan is here. Alright, go to combat. Attack all. Let's get some more lands out of our deck. How about Gruul Turf and Stomping Ground? And how about another Garen Brig and another Gruul Turf? Let's just get all of the lands. Now we have 27 live cards. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. Lethal damage? Lethal damage? There we go. We win the match against our opponent playing all the Blood Moons in the world. That was interesting. Definitely felt like Valakut Awakening was very strong, specifically against the Blood Moons of the world. So definitely that plan coming in strong to help us out in these matchups. We are currently 2-2, which means we are guaranteed to get half of our league value back. And in the next match, if we go 3-2, we get a full league value back, going infinite and gaining experience, wisdom, knowledge, fun, all those things that come free to me and also free to you, courtesy of my YouTube channel. So if you do enjoy my content, then like, comment, subscribe, all that fantastic stuff that you already know how to do. So I'm not going to waste too much of your time by even saying it. And yeah, I will see you guys for the next match. This is Red Face Menace, signing off.